Hi, welcome to Marriott MBA Today. I'm your host, Kade Scoresby, and today we're joined by Russ Lyman. Russ, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Kade. Thanks for having me.
Russ is a second-year MBA here at BYU and also a member of the presidency of the MBA Tech Society. So in the presidency and as a member of the MBA Tech Society, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, the Tech Society, it's kind of a laid-back group, but we have a lot of really fun activities. It's been one of the most beneficial groups that I've been a part of during the MBA program. Earlier this year, we went on a retreat where we stayed overnight at Spring Haven Lodge. Then we went on this tech trek where we visited a number of companies in Utah County. And then more recently, we actually went to CES down to Vegas to see some of the cool electronics that are down there. So
awesome. Sounds like you guys have a lot of fun and get to see a lot of cool and exciting things. You mentioned that you guys do a tech trek. How did that get started?
Yeah, it actually started last year, and kind of the thinking behind it was that we were already doing tech treks to the Northwest, to Seattle, to the Bay Area. And the thinking was, like, why don't we do one here in Utah? Like, I think it was Josh James that coined the term Silicon Slopes. And there's actually a lot of really strong tech companies here in Utah. This year we actually went to Symantec, Adobe, Domo, and Qualtrics as part of the tech trek.
Awesome. You mentioned that there's lots of exciting tech companies here in Utah. And you had an opportunity to visit a lot of them on the tech trek. What were some of the key highlights that you took away from it?
I think a lot of people would agree with the fact that one of the key highlights was going to Qualtrics. And we went in there a little bit uncertain about who was going to talk to us. I had gone on the tech trek last year, and that was one of the highlights where Jared Smith spoke to us. But he couldn't commit if he was going to have the time on the day that we went to see us. But we knew that the CTO was going to talk to us. And then actually it turned out where Stuart Orgel, Ryan Smith, and Jared Smith were all there talking to us at the same time. So we had 3 of the founders of Qualtrics all talking to a group of 25 or so BYU MBA students. And it was interesting that they actually said that they hadn't been together in the same area for over 2 weeks. So that was a rare opportunity that I think we were able to enjoy.
So having that opportunity, what were some of the things that they said to you that you were like, man, I really need to remember that and utilize it in my own career?
Yeah, one of the big things was to find the biggest wave and to ride it as far as you can go with it. I think there's a lot of companies that are big and that pay high salaries, but they're kind of stagnant. They're not as exciting as some of the up-and-coming tech startups. Some of the ones he mentioned were things like Dropbox and Twitter. So he said find those waves and ride those waves, even if you just have to move around boxes, or if you have less of a prestigious role at the company, just find your way in and then work your way up and ride that wave. Another really cool thing that they said that stuck with me was to not compound bad decisions, not stack those on top of each other. So if you make one suboptimal decision, have systems in place where you cut it off right there instead of compounding those. And he gave the example comparing the Palm to Apple, where Palm kept layering those suboptimal decisions, and Apple, once they made one, they would stop it and fix whatever had gone wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like some awesome advice. What were some of the other key takeaways? I mean, you had an opportunity to visit lots of really awesome companies here in Utah County.
Yeah, we went to Adobe as well. All of the companies were awesome. We talked to top execs, but one of the other key takeaways was at Adobe, where John Miller, the VP of Strategy, Marketing, and Business Development, spoke to us. And I actually asked him, what advice would you have for a group of MBAs like us preparing to go out into the workforce? And he said, don't just assume, give yourself the benefit of confidence, and don't just assume that other people are necessarily smarter than you are. And he just mentioned that we can go into companies and make a big impact, especially if we give ourselves the benefit of confidence.
So the tech trek has been going on for a couple of years now, and before they were going to places like Silicon Valley and up to Seattle, but here in Utah County it's kind of a newer thing. What are some of the benefits that students in the MBA Tech Society can get from actually going on the tech trek?
Yeah, well, last year, like I mentioned, we went to Qualtrics last year, and a student was actually pulled out of our time meeting and going around touring Qualtrics, and he was pulled into an interview, and that actually led to a job for him, which was really cool. And then there were 7 or 8 others who went on the tech trek last year that ended up with companies that they had visited. So it just shows that you're interested in the company, but it also provides you an opportunity to network and meet some people, and just to learn more about the companies and the opportunities that they offer.
Yeah, absolutely. I know from my own experience, being able to speak intelligently about these companies really helps in the interview process and actually helps get your foot in the door. So it sounds like the Tech Trek has been an awesome opportunity for the MBA Tech Society, and hopefully will be something that you guys can continue with for years to come. So thanks for being with us today and sharing those experiences with us, and thanks for being with us, and join us next time here on Marriott MBA Today.